Helldivers, welcome back to Legacy Gaming and another unscripted video. It is Kodiak here. I've just got to say, our team is still having an absolute blast with Helldivers 2. There are still over 300,000 players playing this game every single night on PC, and I just don't think that's a staying power a lot of folks, probably including the developers, thought this game would have. Now, the new Cutting Edge War Bond is out. It has been a ton of fun to cover. If you haven't already seen, we've been releasing all of our weapon analysis videos, so check those out if you haven't. But I thought it was time to really bring it back to the Galactic War, the crux of what's been going on in the community, because I feel like the dynamic has shifted. It has been a lot of fun as of late, and I feel like that focus is finally off of the state of the game, the negativity, the drama, and we are back to focusing on the Galactic War, which truthfully I think we've all been waiting for. Now, if you stepped away, here is what you've been missing. Helldivers were tasked with defending and deploying Termicide on 4 barrier planets. Of course, this was on the Terminid front. We had to dive into a brand new mission, and truth be told, we had a pretty good time playing on this new map with our team. It was a little testy at times. I can admit that we didn't always get along when we were trying to figure out how to best approach this when we were playing on the Helldive difficulty, but it was really fun. Now, we learned during the briefing, right when the major order was first deployed, that we would be activating these massive towers, and once the mission was complete, the Termicide that was released would kill all of the Terminid on the planet and inoculate against future invasions. After about 40 minutes, once we completed that new mission, and you look up into the sky and see the Termicide actually being dispersed, well, that's when the questions started happening, and that's when the leaks about flying bugs started swirling. Now, the running theory is that Termicide is, in fact, not safe. Who would have guessed? There is a hilarious classified MDS sheet floating around on Reddit, and I genuinely don't know the origins of it, if it was something the devs pushed out or fan-made, but either way, it is a hoot, because it pretty much lays out why Termicide is so bad. Flying bugs have actually been right in front of our eyes since day one on the Helldivers 2 key art, but we were so distracted with everything else in the game, new weapons, new stratagems, balance passes, drama, doesn't matter, we just completely glossed over it until recently. Now, whether or not the Termicide has any link to the flying bugs, and let's be serious, it does, there have been some fantastic images of players standing at the base of the tower questioning that decision to spray unknown amounts of chemicals into the air. It has created this narrative on social media that parallels what's going on in the game in a positive way, and that's actually been pretty fun to be a part of. Now, the Arrowhead Games CEO further fueled the fire, as he has done multiple times, by dismissing community's concerns about flying bugs. This just further confirms the suspicions of the community, and whether or not the Termicide has anything to do with flying bugs, we know that mutation is coming eventually. Our team actually had a really interesting internal discussion about the Galactic War and the illusion of choice that is presented in Helldivers 2. Now, the community identified pretty early on that the Termicide objectives were potentially a trap thanks to a bunch of leaks, and there were a bajillion videos out there talking about that. Helldivers 2 is ultimately a large-scale D&D campaign, right? And this war is going to play out exactly how the devs want. Whether we liberate a planet or don't, Joel, the game master in this case, is going to move the pieces forward. He's going to continue the story, and once you wrap your head around that, it's actually pretty fun to just hang on for the ride. Now, with the towers activated, that pendulum does swing back to the Automaton front. Now, eagle-eyed players noticed a lone Helldiver in the sector where Cyberstan is. For those that don't know, Cyberstan is the home of the cyborgs and the creators of the Automatons. It was actually noticed a while back that the Automatons were actually pressing upwards on the galactic map, not inwards towards Super Earth, thinking that the Automatons are trying to get to Cyberstan to connect with their masters. Now, Helldivers also started to notice blue lasers and strange auras throughout their current missions. Once again, Arrowhead Games CEO stirring the pot by not only acknowledging the blue lasers, but then dismissing them, saying, "They're nothing to see here." What does this all mean? Possibly the start of the Illuminate invasion. We know, thanks to leaked images and audio, that the Illuminate are coming. I think a vast majority of us realize that at this point, but how that happens is still a mystery. There is a wild theory about the Illuminate mind-controlling human scientists to release the Termicide, thus eventually mutating the bugs, which would absolutely be wild if true. Now, there are no major orders at the moment. We are in a bit of a lull as we wait for new commands to come down, but new leaked files suggest this massive Automaton enemy could be coming very soon. It's a giant AT-AT, let's just call it what it is, and it is the size of a Bile Titan, which means a giant new threat is coming on that front. Now, of course, with any leak, we don't know if these are real, we don't know how soon these things are coming, there are no timelines, there are no expectations. It's just fun to be a part of that conversation. Long story short, the Terminids are at bay for now. The cost of our actions is yet to be determined, and right now it seems like we're shifting back to fight some of the Automatons. It's going to be interesting to fight on this front again. I think a lot of our focus has been on the Terminids, specifically around the patches and the balance fixes. It's going to be wild to see, with everybody laser focused on the bots again, exactly how the game and the landscape is going to shift. I'm pretty confident that there's going to be another balance pass and some patches coming before the next major installment of whatever new content is coming. So again, as always, hold on for the ride. It is going to be a ton of fun. Anyways, friends, I hope you're still having a great time with Helldivers 2. I would love to know what you think. From cutting-edge weapons to the Termicide towers to the Illuminate, what is on your mind? Leave us a comment down below. And of course, if you like our videos, whether it's scripted or unscripted, hit that thumbs up and consider subscribing. My name is Kodiak, and from everyone here at Legacy Gaming, thanks for watching, and play on.